Okay, I am back. This is the second part and the finishing off of this cuff bracelet. So when I left you in the first video, I was on the end of this turn here, and I was heading down. So I'm going to show you, well, it was turned this way, so down this side and here, and let me enlarge this so you can get a better look. So as I was adding the beads, when I get to the end, so that I can bring this leather cord closer together, I reduced it to one seed bead. And then I took the tail, I created a knot, went through it a bit, and then I took the tail of the thread and I wrapped it around the two pieces of leather, and then I slid it through this S-lon wrapping. So now we want to finish this piece off. Now we don't need this big piece. So initially I said it was, let me focus this so my camera doesn't keep auto-focusing. Okay. So initially I said you needed 4 feet to create a 7.5 inch cuff bracelet. You actually only need 3. And 3 gives you enough for your turns and a little bit extra to cut off. If you're concerned, do what I do. I always go at least one length bigger, and then when I cut this, I have a nice long piece that I can use for something else. Otherwise, you're cutting off pieces all the time and you lose a bit of leather. It's up to you. If your leather is expensive and you don't have a lot of it, you want to use it sparingly. So let's go ahead. I have a piece of S-lon, and we're going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to go ahead and clip this right now because I'm pretty sure I know it's going to go to about there. And the reason I'm clipping it is I'm going to flatten this a bit so that it sits nice and flush with the rest of the bracelet, so you don't have a bump at the end of your bracelet. So let's go ahead. And I use my nippers to cut. I find it cuts a better clean edge. So let's go to about here. That. And then I'm going to get my flat nose pliers and I'm going to flatten that. Where are they? There. So these are the flat nose pliers. So if you take a look, I am just going to go like this and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So you can see it flattens it pretty quickly. We can do a little bit more, try it one more time. And there you have it, you can see. So that is nice. Now it's nice and flat, and we can, I think I'm going to cut that a little bit more, just a little tick, like that, there. Okay, we're going to do the same technique where you create a loop like this, and you're going to lay it against your leather and then wrap. Now this might be a little more difficult, so you might want to like tilt your button out so you can actually get in and around. So I'll try and stay where you can see it. Let's do it like that. Tilt the button out and bring the end through the bottom. So again, this one's a little more fidgety. And of course I'm doing this on camera, so it's a little harder. So just gonna hang on to that there. Oh, didn't want to do that. I accidentally let it go. Let's pinch it back and bring that like that. I'm going to take a look, make sure so I still have a piece sticking out because I'm going to want to take this and pull it later. So we are going to go around a few times. You could put this on a kind of embroidery needle to kind of get a better grip on it, but this seems to be working pretty good. So I'm kind of pinching it with my fingers as I turn it and slide that in. I'm going to turn my light a bit. Make sure you can see what I'm doing here. And make sure everything's laying kind of next to each other there. Let me bring that up a bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm pinching that section, flip the button, slide this through. This looks like kind of complex and a lot of work, but I'll tell you, it makes a huge difference. Rather than creating knots in your leather, this is so much nicer, kind of polished look to it. And you could probably cover the leather completely. I think I will. And keep sliding that in there. Nice. And maybe one or two more turns. It's not essential that you cover the leather completely, because this is the back of the button. You're not going to see it from the front. So I think things look a lot different on the front of the bracelet, but you still want it to look neat and tidy. Okay, so this is what you have so far. I'm going to pinch this so it doesn't come loose. I'm going to take this and put it through that loop that we put at the beginning. Okay, and I'm going to hold that down here just so that it's in line. Then I'm going to grab this end here and I'm going to pull it. And as you pull it, this is what happens. Now you can let go of that. Continue to pinch your, and I might take this to pull this down a bit, and you can kind of coax these threads over top of that just to get it to go in a little easier there, and it pulled this piece under. So you could actually leave it like that and not glue it, but it gets a lot of wear. So okay, this part here is loose. It should have been tighter. Let me see if I can fix that. I didn't realize it might have been caught on the bead. If we pull this, I think that'll straighten that out. So hang on to that piece and pull the other. Yeah, it does. So you see it's come out a bit, but as we pull the two together, it should snug that. Let me just hang on to that, and there, it snugged it up. Sorry, I'm a bit out of frame. Okay, so now this piece again is up. You're just going to pull that in. And let's pull it a bit tight. There, so that the thread goes under. It's a little kind of bulkier than I would like, but the other option is you could cut the leather on an angle a bit so that it fits in nicely, but what I will do is before I glue it, I'm going to just squeeze this down and watch you don't press on your beads, and that'll flatten it a bit. Let's squeeze it this way too. Just watch that you don't loosen. Oh, I'm sorry. Watch that you don't loosen anything. Okay, we'll take a look and see what we've got. So that's nice and tight. I think we can cut these, and then we'll add a bit of glue and then add our charm. I'm going to think where to add the charm. Just be careful you don't cut any of your other strands. I think I'm going to cut that a little more. Hopefully I can get in there. Let's see if I can slide this. This is when I need my thread burner, I think. Which, there, that should be fine. Add some. Let's put our needle in there. Squeeze. And squeeze. Okay. Cover this. There we go. And I'm just going to dab this excess. So this is what we have. So we need a jump ring for this. This is going to go through here like that. So let's take, I'm wondering, we could put the charm here. I don't know. Normally I put the charm around the button somewhere. So let's put it about there and get a jump ring. Get some pliers. And since it's copper looking, we'll use a copper jump ring. And I'm going to use a big one here. I'm not sure the size. Where's my measuring tool? Okay, this looks like a 7mm jump ring. And I use, when I'm using leather, I tend to use a bigger one. But that's just preference. But I feel like you need something bigger to get around the thread or the leather. Trying to, there, go between the beads. And we will close. A bit crooked. There. And I'll turn that a bit. Like that. So there you have it. There we go. So we're done. So I hope you enjoyed that. I will add all the links, and I'm going to add the supplies that you need as well. So if you've seen this video before you saw the other, this is a part 2 to this cuff bracelet, and I apologize I had to do it in 2 parts. It got to be a little too long. I will do another video of a tutorial for this, but what I will do is I will break it into parts so that you can, it'll just be a little smoother. There's not a whole bunch of the same, you know, threading all of these on. You don't need to see all of that. You need to see the start, the middle, and the finish. And let me draw this out so you can see the whole bracelet. And there it is. Ta-da! So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and definitely stay tuned. There'll be a whole bunch more of these awesome videos. So I just want to remind you, this video is a challenge from Annalise in Norway, and her channel is called Wearingstones. So definitely check out her channel. So this was the, she gave me a picture with some supplies, with some leather and gemstones, and challenged me to make a bracelet. So she challenged me, or wanted me to make a tutorial so that I could challenge her. And she is going to do a beading bracelet challenge for me. So it's a bit complicated, I know. This is the first time we've done a collaboration kind of thing. So yeah. But anyway, it should be pretty exciting for you, the viewer, because you get to see basically two tutorials of the same bracelet. So in one sense, you'll see how different people approach a different tutorial. Sometimes, you know, mine may be too minute details and complex, and then somebody else can come and do the same thing, but do it in a quicker, easier way to understand. So hopefully this is helpful. So yeah, there we go. So definitely please check out Annalie's channel, and it is called Wearingstones. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.